Hello and welcome to the Warmness Machine podcast. My name is Lindsay. I'm a crocheter. Let me start over. Hello and welcome to the Warmness Machine podcast. My name is Lindsay. This is a fiber arts podcast. I am a crocheter, a knitter, a spinner. I'm trying to weave. I'm looking at my loom. I dressed it for my son. It's just a little shack cricket, but I love it. I love weaving. I really want to get into it more, but I'm a little overwhelmed. And maybe I should finish my unfinished projects, my UFOs. Okay, so let's get into it. I have a bunch of unfinished projects because I didn't finish what I thought I was going to finish this month. And, I think when you're an adult and you set these goals for yourself, you have to be willing to not finish your goals, to change your goals, to change everything in your life so that things in your life can flow well. And so I had to rest. And I was not able to get into it the way I wanted to get into it. So, and also I made some mistakes. So let's talk about it. First, the Aztec sweater, which is designed by Nomad Stitches. I didn't finish it. I finished all of this though. How gorgeous is this though? It is a little big. First things first, it is supposed to come down to about here at 22 inches or 22 centimeters, and it's 24. I think it's a full inch longer than it's supposed to be in the yoke. And when I was doing the arms, everything was feeling fine and right. And then I got to like halfway, like to my elbow, and I thought, oh no, it's too tight. Now I'll show you. Here's my gauge swatch. This is the only way I thought it could be done. But you'll see it, the holes kind of filled out. This is superwash yarn from Sweet Georgia. And it really kind of puffed up on the inside, but it didn't stretch that much, okay? So I know that it'll kind of bloom a little bit, but as much as superwash can bloom, but it will not give me as much give as I thought, because I think the nature of these stitches. So I went back to the drawing board. The increases are every fourth row, every 4 rows, which I like to use the term every fourth row, like every 4 rows. But every 4th row, you increase on the 4th. See, these are questions that people really, do you clap on 3? Those are questions. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to do it every 6 rows until I get to the middle of my forearm, just because I want something I can wear. I'm a layerer. I like to layer. You see me. So I just want to have something to layer, and I really wished I would have finished it, because although it was super duper hot last week, it is cool this week, and this would have been so nice to wear. So I'm assuming that, my mind said to myself said to myself, I said, Lindsay, mentally, you're going to finish it the first week of May. And I have to move on. I have to move on and let myself do that for posterity. The second object that is unfinished and flying around is in here. I love this bag. This bag is from Nerdbird Makery. And it has, it has all the makers in such an inclusive way. we have spinners, we have makers, stitchers, we have crocheters, we have knitters, we have all kinds of people, sewists. I love it. I love it. I don't know if she makes this in this bag anymore. But anyway, I finished one sock from the No Fear Shorty sock pattern by Denise DeSantis, who is known as Earth Tones Girl on YouTube. And I am to the heel flap on this one. So I can get through one sock pretty quickly. And my goal is to start, you know, I still love this. This is the Marigold Bridge from Treehouse Knits. And I have a sock that is too small with the contrasting color, which I forgot to put in. So this is really cute. Who's this gonna go to? I don't know, because I only have one sock. I made one sock for my daughter, and it took me so long to get this sock done that by the time I finished and was ready to do the second one, her foot was a full size bigger. Parenting. So yeah. So this is what I'll be finishing soonish. Because once I get past the heel, it's just like easy breezy, lemon squeezy. So I'm very excited about that. I have one more object, one more thing flying around, and it is by my new frogs. Forgive my rickety chair. I actually like rickety chairs. I like old things. So I'm just sitting in this chair like, oh, you got it from your parents' garage? That's what I said to my husband. I said, you got it from your parents' garage? I love it. He's like, is it okay? I'm like, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So I get to have like a little project if I want to fix this chair up, because it's a little wobbly and obviously it creaks. But it's fantastic. Give me a second. My third project is this. So I've talked about it in a couple of episodes that I had a long-term project last year. My first spin to knit project. And it was the Some Me Time shawl by Locatelli, my first pattern, the first pattern of hers that I've ever done. This is the yarn that I spun, and you're gonna see that it's definitely got some beautiful inconsistencies. It's thick some places, it's thin some places, and quite honestly, it's not a sport weight yarn. It is a fingering weight yarn, and I don't know if that's just this one, but I have these other two, and they kind of all resemble each other. But this is probably a little bit better and a little bit more on the sport side, but they are. But I mean, it's all the same. You know, so I really do have to practice on getting thicker yarn. I do have a fourth hank of this or skein of this that I spun. That's a DK weight. So I missed entirely sport and went straight to DK, which I'm like, oh, great, I did that. But that's because I was following my sample. And when I was doing this one, I don't know if I was following my sample as well or if I just got better at spinning. But the consistency is kind of, it's not bad. It's not bad for me being a beginner. And so, yeah. So now I'm here. This is she was not playing when she said that this was a really good, fun, easy knit. There's like one row of increases at certain points, and then you do one row of knitting. And then back and forth and back and forth. And it makes this really kind of wonderful design that you can't see, But if I pushed it down, you'll be able to see like it's puckering. So I'm really excited about this because obviously it took me a very long time to spin this, and I've learned so much about spinning just from this project alone. So, and I'm learning so much about knitting. This is my first lace project. And although the lace is very simple and not in charts or anything, I'm still very excited to just learn how to do something new. Learning how to do something new is very important to me. So, so yeah. And then I just really like how the colors are kind of doing their thing, you know? So I'm really excited about that. Now, those are the 3 unfinished objects that I hope to finish in May, along with another sock, obviously. But let's get into spinning for a minute. I really hope that you enjoyed that spinning segment. I have been watching the Soulful Spinner on YouTube, and I think her name is Lisa. She lives in the Metro Chicago area. So, you know, I kind of feel like a kindredness to her because we're both Midwesterners. And she's so cool, and she does this really, really cool spinning, and I just think you should check her out. And so, so she always does like a spinning segment on her YouTube channel, in her episodes, and I just wanted to do one too because I think it's fun. People like watching spinning, and yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. I have been spinning for socks, and I'd like to show you what I've been spinning for socks. So I don't know what it is about this time of year that really gives me, it's very hard for me to get the motivation to knit or to crochet right now because the weather is so amazing, and I just want to sit by the window and spin. That's it. And because I've been doing a lot of spinning, I have 2 bobbins finished. These are 2 bobbins of tattoo. This is 100% Dorset, and I got it from Akara Yarns. She's based out of Canada. And I just really flew by. And they're so pretty. Look how pretty that is. My consistency is so much better just overall. And so, yes, I'm so super duper excited about this. So yeah. I have 1 bobbin that is almost finished. It looks a little bit different, but I'm almost done. And I probably will be finished before April, and then I can let my bobbins rest. I don't know if you let your bobbins rest. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know what your reasoning is behind letting your bobbins rest or not. I love to let my bobbins rest. I just feel like the plying process is much easier. It's much more relaxed. And I think it's just a beautiful way to transition into the finishing of your yarn, which is I'm gonna let my singles rest, I'm gonna ply them up, I'm gonna let that rest, I'm gonna, put it on the nitty knotty, and it's just a nice smooth process. And I'm not here to just lose my mind, making yarn. I really want to be deliberate, so I still can't get over it. When she sent it to me, she was like, I hope it's okay that it's a little bit more orange, and I just opened it up and I was like, it's very orange. And the colors came together so perfectly. I cannot wait for these to be socks. So sock yarn, almost done. So that's technically a whip, works in progress, but it's also an unfinished flying object. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. It's been a minute for me. This weekend, yeah. It was a busy weekend. So the Frederick Fiber Festival was Saturday, and we had, my son had a soccer match, soccer game, soccer meet. I don't know the terminology. I'm new to soccer, I'm new to soccer momming. So he had a soccer match, and I knew that the Frederick Fiber Festival was 9 to 4 on Saturday. So I woke up early, fed the kids, said goodbye to them, and went to the Fiber Festival by myself early in the morning. And then the match was later on in the day, and it rained, and that was the best thing I could have done because it rained also in Frederick. So what did I get? I only got a few items. I'm not a big spender. I don't want to ever be a big spender. It's not my favorite thing, spending money. I don't know if that's because I like saving or just whatever. I'm not a big spender. I'm not a big saver. I'm just like a middle of the road type person. But Frog and Toad. This is from, and I just want to this is from Past the Smiles. She has an Etsy shop. Her name is Avriel Jones, and she makes this, and she also does some yarn. Look at the look. I know, don't say anything, but I got one for each of my kids because we read a lot of Frog and Toad. We even have Frog and Toad in Spanish. That's how serious we are about Frog and Toad. So These are little frogs, but they're amazing and they're cute. And I kind of want to keep them for myself because my kids keep throwing them at each other. So they're here. They live here for now until my kids get big. And then they say something like, Mom, where's my frog? Where's my toad? So yeah, I'm very excited about them. Second purchase. So that was the first place I went to, past the Smiles. I thought she was super duper nice and fantastic also. So I'm going to put a link to her shop below. See if you want to get anything. The second thing I got, which is yarn. I follow Passion Knits Yarn on Instagram, and I saw that they were coming to the Fiber Festival, and I picked up these two beautiful things. Ooh. This one is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. It's a fingering weight. And this one is 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, and it's also a fingering weight. So what was I fell in love with this color and I had to find something to match it. And so I want to use this yarn right now. I'm in love. So I found a pattern on Ravelry, and it doesn't have enough yardage, but also the pattern says like you can make it as big or small as you want. And obviously it's a shawl. I haven't made a shawl all year. So I might be swapping out one of my Make 9s for a shawl. Don't say anything to me. Because it's my prerogative. It's my prerogative. Lastly, I purchased, because I'm myself, I purchased a spindle. This is from the Spanish Peacock, and it came with fiber from Fossil Fibers, and this is like a silk merino blend. This is amazing to spin with, and I've never had a nice spindle like this. It's very light, so a light spindle will give you like a very thin yarn. A heavy spindle will give you heavy yarn. Just the dynamics of spinning with a drop spindle. So there's a notch down here, but I don't think that I should have started. So then I started working my way up. I don't know what I'm doing. My other spindle is like a beginner spindle, so it's very straightforward and easy. It also has a notch. This doesn't have a notch, so I've been struggling. Not struggling, spinning. Yeah, I was struggling spinning, but isn't this fiber gorgeous? And then also this is the design on the top of the spindle. I hope you can see. That's the design. I saw it, I passed it, I went back for it. So, yeah, and I'm almost done with the little section. I think they gave us there was just a tiny little packet of fiber to get you started. And I miss using a drop spindle. I love spinning. And so, yeah. So now I am trying to get back into a spinning book. So let me segue into book recommendations. Before I get into book recommendations, I'd like to just show you the book that I'm talking about, that I'm going to have help me perfect my spindle spinning, which is this book, Respect the Spindle. I'm about page 43 and I stopped, but I haven't gotten to the full-on techniques. I've gotten into the history, the design, and yeah. So this is a great book to purchase. A lot of people recommend it, and I'm still reading it. So I have no recommendation for it, but I'm just saying if this is something that you'd like to look at, feel free. I'll put like the name of it here so you can get it wherever you like it. So yeah, the first book is an adult book, and I just finished it probably last month. No, this month, April. It is called Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear. And Elizabeth Gilbert is the author of Eat, Pray, Love. Okay, let's begin. I tried to read Eat, Pray, Love, and I had to put it down 3 pages in. I was like, this book is not for me. And everybody, and it was a book that I had borrowed from a friend. The friend was like, here, take this book, you'll love it. And my friend Becky's always giving me books like that, Rebecca. And so now it's my turn to give her this book. But this is a library book because I heard it on audio. It was an audio book that I listened to, and I just wanted to show you how wonderful and beautiful the cover is and the size. But it is really, really good at helping you unlock some self-locking mechanisms in your mind that say that you can't, when you really can. You really and truly can. So I highly recommend this book. I'll tell you the chapters. One of the things that I really liked, it's like part 1, courage, part 2, enchantment, part 3, permission, part 4, persistence, part 5, trust, and part 6, divinity. And it just talks about like ways that you can be a writer, ways that you can just get out of your head and do stuff, and gives you lots of examples of people who have done that. And she's actually really funny. And the audiobook was read by her. So she knows what she's doing. And yeah, I recommend this book if you're feeling blocked, or you just need something good to listen to. So, and positive. So that's my first recommendation for adult books, and my only recommendation for adult books. And now I'm going to give you my children's recommendation. My children's book recommendation is a book that I'm not quite sure how we acquired. I don't know if the grandparents brought it home after a story time session, or if I brought it back. I have no idea. But the kids really, really enjoy it. It's for elementary school kids and young kids. So it is called Tip Top Cat by C. Roger Matter. And it is a really cool book. I'm just going to show you some of the pictures. It says the text of this book is set in Garamond. The illustrations are pastels on paper. I love when they tell us. Of all the gifts she got that day, the best one was the cat. And that's the wonderful beginning. And this cat is a bit of an explorer. And so, the cat goes exploring on top of the world. Beautiful, beautiful illustrations in this book. And the cat has a little accident, but doesn't get hurt. But you know, when you have something that scares you and you're afraid to do it again. This is a good book for some of us who are afraid to try things again. So I recommend this book for all the little ones out there. And I don't have anything else to say. You know, it's I think I'm pretty much done. I feel good about the episode. I know. I've definitely been watching a lot of YouTube and enjoying it, and I hope that this is something that you enjoy as well. And I hope you have a great day. Stay safe and stay healthy and happy, and I hope that you feel inspired to do some making. Until next time, I'll see you again. Bye.